Peace, fam. What it do? I want to do this discussion. It's actually prompted by a comment um that I actually read. Yeah, I mean, on the video that I did, and somebody posed a question. They said, battle rapper, or lyricist. And I started looking up a few articles, and I started looking up some battles. And in particular, I looked up an article that Naughty by Nature, and they put up their own reasons why battle rapper or slash lyricist, because one of the reasons why, because I go to the comments and I'm reading the comments and I'm hearing a lot of people to bring it home talking about Papoose, and they said, what's Papoose done in the past 10 years? And I guess they're referring like to different hits that he made. I thought about Papoose, I thought about Cassidy, and I pretty much came to the conclusion that yes, it's fine if you make hits. Not to say that Cassidy or Papoose didn't make hits, because they did. And I was just listening to a song last month um that was put up on Wall Star. I forgot the name of it, but Fat Joe and Papoose was on it, and Papoose, is an amazing, lyricist. So the question remains, and people want to say, because this is the argument now that we have going with Remy and Nikki. And Nikki's talking about the hits that she made, the Grammys, the awards, the recognition, the accolades. And Remy's like, well, I'm just an all-around rapper. Like, this is what I do. I'm a lyricist. Like, somebody like Papoose, is an all-around lyricist. He may not give you that that Billboard #1 record that spins for 50 weeks. But to me, I came to the conclusion that that doesn't measure how great of an artist you are by the number of record sales or accolades. I can concede that point, because there are, I slept on Papoose myself. I slept on Papoose in his lyrical genius, in his greatness. Because you know how you coming up. I mean, I heard about him, but how you in school and shit, and you heard about the newest rapper. Like when I was in school, it was like Papoose, 50 Cent, and shit, like different rappers that was popping up out of nowhere. And like some cats I didn't fuck with like that, and Papoose was kind of one of them. I never thought he was ass, but I never like it, just didn't. But now that I'm older and I listen to his music and I listen to him talk, I'm like, okay, this dude right here, it's brilliant. So, and again, I'm not even knocking the people who can that make hit records. I think that's a great thing too, but I would much rather listen to a battle rap, and that takes us into the next section. Battle rappers, like, or for instance, Twalib Kweli, somebody like that, who may not have as much accolades as a mainstream rapper, but he can rap his ass off. You know what I mean? And even you had rappers, I heard Trey Songz allude to it, I heard Jay-Z allude to it, that they really want to rap um, from a conscious perspective, but the industry and the powers that be kind of discourage that and kind of promote, the negative aspect, of things, and they promote that. I heard Trey Songz said he wanted to give it up like Marvin Gaye. You know what I'm saying? I heard Jay-Z say similar things. You know what I mean? In that aspect. But I looked up battle rappers when Cassidy came back and battled Disaster. You know what I mean? That got a lot of interest, that got a lot of views. Compare and contrast it to somebody doing a hit. What is better for the culture? Because people, what Tretch was saying in the article, he was pretty much saying that a battle rap is just as good for the culture and push the culture forward. Different battles, epic battles, push the culture just as forward, maybe even more forward, than somebody just coming out and dropping a hit record. You know what I mean? Because again, like now, when Remy Ma and Nicki Minaj are engaging in this battle and shit, it's breaking more people. So people are now, as opposed to Remy Ma dropping a song. And you can't even say that now because see, it's like because Remy Ma just dropped a hit all the way up with Fat Joe. You know what I'm saying? And dropped a battle rap hit. So you got some rappers that could do it all and shit. You got some rappers, you know, that because the reason why we go here, because y'all remember, as I remember, it was the time in rap where it was really no battles going on and shit. You know what I mean? It was a time where, you know, it was like the South had it and everybody was cool with everybody. And you know, me coming from the East Coast, a brother said, "How come you always talk about the East Coast?" That's really all I know and shit. I never was a real big down south, cat. Even though I like the South music now, or really the West Coast, even though I like some of it now, it's grew on me. I was an East Coast cat to the core and shit. So as far as that whole aspect, when you talk about this different battle rap culture in the URL and this different this culture, this is pushing the industry forward. Because we can remember, like even when we post videos and we brought the discussion back up about Nas and Jay-Z, it put us back in the time in 01 where it was epic and Ether and Takeover were epic, and it moved the culture forward. It brought out the best in Nas. Because remember, Nas was he went to his pinnacle, as we had a debate on here, me and my brother Solomon. Nas went to his pinnacle. You know what I mean? He kind of was chilling, but Jay-Z kind of wanted to be there. So Jay-Z took a shot at the throne and shit. You know what I'm saying? Basically, because Nas was sitting on it at that point. But Nas, he really, with Jay-Z, didn't anticipate awakening a sleeping giant. Jay-Z was kind of like poking at him and shit and woke him up, and caught a haymaker. You know what I'm saying? So it brings out the best competitiveness. Everybody all getting along and shit. Now, I'm not promoting the violent part. I don't like the violent part. I don't want to see nobody getting killed. I don't want to see nobody getting hurt. I want to see brothers and sisters, entrepreneurs, making money, moving the culture forward in a positive way. This is what I'm about. Are there some negative aspects that could be improved upon, that are bad? Hell yeah. That's why we got to take control back over the industry. You know what I mean? Because the people who have control over the industry now are pushing this sick, perverted message, on to the people, and people that are rappers, producers and whatnot are pretty much forced into a box because they don't control the industry. So they pretty much got to go by the tune of somebody else that does control it until they can create their own. That's why I keep pushing, distribution networks. You know what I mean? And all that. So to bring it back around to Remy and Nicki Minaj, that's the first thing people start going to, and all the rappers do, is the hits that they made. What hits have you made? What have you done? You know what I'm saying? And you have to ask yourself a question. Like, to me, I prefer. I remember even Pun. He talked about getting jerked out of a Grammy. Fat Joe and Remy Ma was talking about being jerked out of a Grammy. You know what I mean? So it's like, in the industry, it's always going to be the favorites. It's always going to be the ones, that are going to get the backing. You know what I mean? It's always going to be on the other side, like the kind of misfits, the outsiders. You know what I mean? I like those people and shit. I like the gritty ones. I like the battle rappers. I like the lyricists. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. So battle rappers, lyricists versus hit makers. What, because really what it's coming from is the hit makers and shit is shitting on the battle rappers or lyricists and saying, yeah, you can battle rap, you could do this, but you can't make a hit. You know what I mean? And a lot of people say you can battle, but you can't make a hit. Da, 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 da. You know what I mean? But now it's coming to a point where it's like, all right, battling is like the shit now. That's what people want to see. I mean, it was a point where it's like, it's dry. As soon as somebody dropped a diss song, industry's on fire. Hip hop blog sites is going crazy. YouTube sites is going crazy. The Breakfast Club is chiming in. You know what I mean? All these other outlets is chiming in, posting on hip hop. Hip hop runs the goddamn world. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. But give me yeah, so hip hop, you know, pretty much, runs the world. It's funny how my camera like this change like that. I don't know if anybody noticed that. But it's actually for the better. But you can see my shirt's a little wrinkled now. But anyway, it is what it is. Yeah, move the culture. Again, I prefer lyricists, man. I'm from the Big Pun, Twalib Kweli, excuse me. You know what I mean? Wu Tang, Run DMC, all that. Kumo D, you know what I mean? DM, anybody you want to name. I come from the era of rhymers. I come from the era, you know what I mean, spitters. I'm not too much into the doom, 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 even though it's cool when you in a club or you drive or you smoking to hear the little doom, 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 doom rap. But let's get it back to bars. Let's get it back to lyrics, and let's go back to the hits. Being that's another thing. Like the hits are like garbage. Like what people they're calling hits now is like garbage, man. And it's not, the music don't even have no more longevity no more and shit. It's like a couple weeks and the shit's dead. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to the shit just being like a timeless. You know what I mean? Some artists make timeless, music. Some artists make shit that's like next 2-3 weeks it's out of your memory. Nah, man. Let's take more pride in the art form. Let's take more pride, in the upliftment. You know what I mean? Instead of the tearing down. You know what I mean? I know it's a long way to go, but we got to start somewhere. So that's just my thought, preliminary thought on it. Battle rappers and lyricists versus hitmakers. I seen a comment, I seen an article, looked at a couple of battles, and I said, yeah, battling is good for the sport. And that's why I read that. That's unanimous. Reading the comments from all different blog sites, internet sites, even magazines. People continues to say that battle rapping is great, for the culture and is moving, the culture, forward, in a very positive way. So you have to be, I always love hip hop. So I'm just trying to do my part to contribute to the betterment, of it. Myself, I have family and whatnot, that's in the industry that's trying to really break through. You know what I mean? So, it's good to know as much as you can, about the industry and whatnot. So, let me see if anybody, I ain't checked the chat room yet. I'm going to check that real quick before I punch out on y'all. Make sure y'all go into the description box a few minutes after the video's uploaded and subscribe to the new channel in the Black Hip Hop News 2. In the Black Hip Hop News 2. It'll be in the description box. Please take the time to do it. In the Black Hip Hop News 2. It'll be in the description. And I'll go ahead and throw it in the comment section since I ain't like to get it in, you know what I mean, religiously down there. Also, my direct emails in the blackradio@aol.com. For any particular reason you want to contact me, please feel free to do so in a respectful manner. You know what I mean? I'll definitely, return your, whatever the request, may be at the end of the day. So yeah, like even now, like somebody put that's another point. The lyrics definitely is garbage now and shit. Like a lot of, and I was listening to the radio down riding in the car. I'm like, yo, what is he saying? Even like, all right, like I like the Migos and shit. And if I'm not mistaken, Trey Songz and Fabulous. I like Trey Songz and Fabulous and shit version better than the original versions on the Trappy New Year joint. Like pretty much song for song and shit. And those are two great artists, Trey Songz and Fabulous, that have been great for years, especially Fabulous and shit. Even Trey Songz. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like the beats is crazy now. A lot of people say a lot of the beats sound the same. That's why it was great and it was refreshing to hear Swiss beats go against Just Blaze because it brought me back. I mean, and those guys are dynamic. I'm talking about like two MacBooks in front of them, board. You know what I mean? The energy. Like, this is what we love. This is hip hop. This is a part of the hip hop. Remember the DJing and shit. You know what I'm saying? This is our shit. This is our culture. So you can't let nobody, like, you got people going around and say, oh, hip hop. Hip hop. Yeah, there's a negative aspect of hip hop. I understand that. But this is our stuff. And we're not going to let nobody just come and take our stuff from us. And we just sitting there watching like, dang, how does all the other people, they just, they making all this money. They're controlling it. They at the awards. And we just sitting back watching something that we created. Hell no. We're gonna get get in it and take our shit back, man. Get our own distribution companies and whatever it takes at the end of the day. So the people out there that's talking down against the people with the hip hop side, y'all just hating, y'all mad because y'all not getting a piece of the pie and shit. You know what I mean? Y'all hating and y'all mad, y'all envious at the end of the day because y'all ain't have the amount of success that some of these brothers is having. And I salute to all the brothers, doing their thing. You know what I mean? On the internet, YouTube, and even in the, hip hop industry. You feel me? So definitely. What up, Marlon? Yeah, it's like some trolls in here, but it's all good, man. When you got 42,000 subscribers, you're gonna have some trolls and shit, but it's all good. Papoose is, Papoose, and people keep saying they want Papoose. Papoose is a monster. I heard another freestyle today from 4 years ago when he was on Sway. I mean, any beat, they put some old crazy beat on, he murdered it, bodied it. Papoose is a monster. Papoose will literally murder them in their face, like one by one. Like that's what I'm talking about. Like, I'm talking about the niggas that'll rap for 30 minutes straight. Like, this is the era that we come from. Shit. You know what I mean? That's why even Lil Snoop was refreshing and shit. One video me was like, switch it up, go fast, go slow. This is hip hop, man. The DJing, the dance, you know what I mean? The clothing, the culture, the language. Let's get it back. At the end of the day, in the black media production. Check our other pages out in the black media too, in the black media reloaded, in the black hip hop news too, which I would definitely link. Matter of fact, I should link all of them. I should start doing that. You know what I mean? Start linking all of the channels so y'all can check them all out because we got a little empire. You know what I mean? We trying to build up here. So shout out to Cassidy because a lot of people wrote Cassidy off when he was when he battled Disaster and he smacked Disaster around twice. Shout out to Cassidy. You know what I mean? Shout out to Papoose. Shout out to all the people that I can't even remember. Shout out to Chris Rivers. You know what I mean? Remy Ma. We waiting on that song, you know what I'm saying, to pop off. Shout out to all of them out there. Definitely let the lyricists get their bag too, and that's what I was gonna get at. Peace to the brother, the Ike Beats. Let them get their bag. You know what I'm saying? And they definitely got their little underground shit. They doing 10, 15,000, whatever the show. You know what I'm saying? That's why it was like fly the way Pap held Remy down and shit, because y'all say, oh, he ain't make no hit, none of that. He held the whole situation down and shit and facilitated, comfortable for her to get out and get back into, a situation where she could be successful again. So you got to salute him on that. So obviously Pat was getting his bag and shit. You know what I'm saying? If a nigga gets 7, 8 a show, as long as it's consistent, that's good. I'm doing 3, 4, 5 shows a week every now and then. I'm good. You feel me? Say something. Music used to be more than hooks, about materialized culture, making the establishment richer and really breaking off crumbs. Music don't even sound like music. I agree with you. Viry Beats, peace. I agree with you on that. Profound statement. Profound. Like, if you go put some old Al Green on or some shit, like I was driving back from Florida about a month or some change, listen to the old music, it made me feel a different way. It made me feel like you put some new shit on, it's just like, the fuck out of here. That shit made you feel, it made you like remember a time. I remember who you was when that music was playing. Remember a good, happy feeling, man. I feel you on that. You know what I mean? They forget where they came from. Nothing great through made it out the hood, but stay humble if they feel higher up than everyone else, which is petty. Real talk. Rican Chula. Real talk. But yeah, make sure y'all subscribe to the new hip hop page in the Black Hip Hop News too. It'll be in the description box of at least the last 3 videos that we did. Subscribe to that joint. You know what I'm saying? Because we got a lot of stuff that we doing. We can't really put everything on this page because it's monitored so heavy. You know what I mean? It's always under attack. So if you want to follow us and make sure you never miss us, subscribe to the other page. We're always going to have like 2. I had a second one. They attacked that one. That's gone. So I got another one, which is not too far behind that because I keep it back up. Subscribe to that one, so because we got a lot of things we're going to be dealing with from a whole different perspective. Nobody quite does it like us on In the Black. You know what I mean? In the whole industry, hip hop, the conscious industry, nobody does like In the Black. So you want to make sure you stay looped in and subscribe. Also, In the Black Media too. If you put In the Black Media in, you'll see we have a list of channels. You know what I mean? And you'll see it's red, black, and green. That's our colors. You'll see In the Black Media. Just subscribe to the channels and you'll see we do it on a consistent basis. Why can't you be a lyricist and hitmaker like Cole, Jay-Z, and Kendrick? Money Master says. And I agree. Yeah, you definitely have them. You definitely have those ones that are. And I definitely said that earlier. You got plenty of them. Even Remy, you know, Jay-Z, Cole, like you said, Kendrick. You know what I mean? You can go down a list. You know what I mean? Of people. Southern Red Hair Fox. True artists and rappers should be able to do it all. One can be and do pop and crossover, intertwine rap, but the better rapper can be and should be able to do both. That's real talk. And my thing is too, another thing when people talk about like Meek Mill in the comment section, right? Meek Mill, and this is almost a lost art form too. How many rappers is actually going to these studios actually freestyling? Like we put a couple videos up in Young Ma, Young MA, whatever you want to call it. And a lot of people saying she's reading off of paper, and this is it's not a freestyle. Like the people's picking up on this shit. The people are smart, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, you get paid millions of dollars. Like pay me millions of dollars. I'm going to be the flyest rapper ever. If you give me millions of dollars, all I gotta do is just write raps all day. That's it. That's it. And you can't do it. You should be able to do it anywhere. You should be able to do it the best. So that's why people even that they might have said that it was rehearsed. Meek Mill still going to the studios rapping and shit. How many rappers is really doing that and shit? You know, and really off the top too. That's another thing. When you become a professional rapper, you should be able to do it off of the top. At the end of the day, I don't care. You know what I mean? You should be, and not only that, you should be able to do it one take in the studio. It should be memorized and shit. That's just the way that I like. That's my way my work ethic is. When you dealing with stuff like that, you should be able to do it off the top, go in and one take it. That's why they call them one take hold, right? Remy and Nicki smart, but all this together for everyone can eat behind the scenes. Real talk. And that's just the part why I don't know why brothers attack other brothers on the end, because we all can eat. All the platforms, like it trickles down and shit from the World Star to the Breakfast Club to the other. It trickles down. Like when one story, people want to hear from different people and shit. So we all ate off of Remy Ma. We all ate off of Meek Mill. Just to keep it real, all the outlets ate off of that. So it's enough. Remy ate. I'm sure Nicki ate off of that. So it trickles down. You know what I'm saying? All the way down to the bottom feeder cat that's gonna make $50 off something. You know what I mean? And go get a phone call all the way up to the person who made $1 million or whatever. You know what I mean? It's an economy at the end of the day. So I'm never gonna hate on another brother. You know what I'm saying? That's getting this money. I want to see hip hop hand bands with real lyrics. No doubt. I heard Jay-Z spit versus Reeves moved out on radio doing a freestyle session. Yeah. I heard that too, bro. Papoose, yeah, that's real talk. 27 boos. Papoose has made hits. Dudes don't check for it. And even when I heard the Joan, I was like, 'cause I don't really check for it. When I heard, I was like, damn, that nigga went in. How come that shit's like not out there more and shit? Like I said, they got their favorites. Money Masters. The definition of freestyle changed over time. Every rapper, even the most lyrical, when they used to go to rap city, would spit verses and still do. Papoose, Cassidy, etc. all spit pre-written verses. Deep. Deep. That's deep, brother Money. And then it's like the whole thing with the ghostwriting shit. Like that's acceptable now. Like in my book with the hip hop that I come from, you cannot have a fucking ghostwriter and shit. You cannot have a ghostwriter and shit and say you the best and shit. Somebody else is doing it for you. If I say I'm the best, I'm the dude that's coming up with it and shit. You know? Freestyle means unnamed song. Yeah, I'd be too smart, man. I mean, the commenters, what people call y'all the commenters, the subscribers, y'all be too smart and shit. Y'all be picking up on all this shit. People, that's why it can't, they can't escape this shit. You could be a hit making lyricist too, but it depends on what you allow when it comes to your branding. Real talk. Real talk. But yeah, like I said, subscribe to the channel In the Black Hip Hop News too, so we can keep having a conversation like this. I'll even open up the panel, to bring people in. I mean, we had some real good conversations, in the future. So make sure y'all subscribe and do that. I'm gonna bag out though. I got a few things to do. I'll be putting on some more work on the sites. This is Brother Oh God. Let me read this one now. I will say that if you sense Pap and Remy are supposed to do vulture culture, I will need them to come with bars, but it has to be a hit. Get radio play, be catchy, and not main. Real talk. Real talk, Southern Red Hair Fox. I agree with you on that. You got to be able to bottle that in this industry, in this internet, friendly world where when you put the song out, most likely if you got a YouTube page, it's going to hit 1 million in one day. That's a hit. The iTunes, you gotta have people downloading it, whatever, however the game go, because I'm not in the industry like that. But whatever the chop down there is, your iTunes, your SoundCloud, however the shit go, you gotta have it lined up. You gotta have the content ID shit on it and all that. So when people try to re-upload it, you get the credit for it. So all the bad come to you. It gotta be catchy. It gotta be banging in all the clubs. It gotta be banging on the Breakfast Club and all the radio stations. People got to be talking about it. It got to be in the magazines. We got to do 3 or 4 or 5 stories in the Black Hip Hop News. You feel what I'm saying? Other hip hop songs, you're going to see other interviews with Papoose and Remy Ma doing bigger numbers because their name is trending. You know what I mean? He done dropped a hotline, a hot bar that done raised another question about somebody else. It's beautiful, man. It's beautiful. You know what I mean? Filthy America is beautiful. That was a perfect title, man. Yeah, Michael Jackson didn't. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I'm like, at a point in time, I did a little rap. Nobody was writing no verses for me. Never got to no level like that, but I always took pride in writing my own verses and come up with my own concept. That may not be for everybody. Sometimes you have groups with people, where some people write for the group and the other people sing. So it's whatever your prerogative is. Maybe definitions change over time, I guess. But with that being said, I'm out. Please make sure, man, subscribe to new channel In the Black Hip Hop News, In the Black Hip Hop News. You know what I mean? It'll be in the description box, in the comment section. This your brother Oh God. Like chopping up with y'all. Matter of fact, I love chopping it up with y'all. We will do this again. Peace and have a beautiful day.